So, in case y'all haven't heard, Black Panther has been nominated for 7 Academy Awards. Now, I'm not really into the Oscars or any of the award shows or anything like that, but I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Any of you who have been following me for the last 2 years knows that I was on that Black Panther train heavy. Like, you would think that Marvel and Disney was cutting me a check. Kind of wish they were, but it is what it is. So I've been following all the way to the end, and this is pretty much where it comes to the end mark, because after the Oscars, that's pretty much it as far as the mentioning of this film and all the excessive but well-deserved hype around it, despite what others will say. And I'm going to get to that, which is why I'm making this video. But before I get to that, I'm going to list the nominations that it has received. It has been nominated for Best Costume Design, which I wholeheartedly believe that it should win. And that's a well-deserved museum somewhere. The next nomination they received was Best Sound Mixing. They received the nomination for Best Sound Editing. They received a nomination for Best Original Score, which I believe they should also win for that one as well, because the music that was used in this movie gave you that very authentic African vibe. The next nomination they received was Best Production Design. Of course, that's the sets that they use and build it for the film. And would you believe that this film was pretty much all shot in Atlanta, Georgia, except for the part where they were over in Japan? I think that's the only place they shot outside of the States. Everything else was pretty much shot in Atlanta, Georgia. And believe it or not, all the Marvel movies are shot out of Atlanta, Georgia at a place called Pinewood Studios. Or at least that's their main location. They also received a nomination for Best Original Song, which is Kendrick Lamar's song. So if he's the win, this will be his first Academy Award Oscar win, and I think his first nomination. And usually at the Oscars they allow the performers of the songs who are nominated to perform the songs. I might actually watch that performance just to see how that is, because I'm actually glad that he got that nomination, because I want to see that song actually perform live, because I don't think I've seen that song even be performed live anywhere. So I might actually watch that part right there, because I want to see them perform that song live. That's the one that he and SZA collaborated on. And the big award that Black Panther received was the Best Picture nomination, which we all know is the grand finale award. Now, I'm gonna focus on that one a little bit, because that's the one that a lot of people are so upset about. Black Panther has officially made history yet again. Black Panther has become the first superhero comic book movie, whether Marvel or DC or otherwise, to be nominated in the Best Picture category for an Oscar. That's very hard to believe, considering how many movies that we've had over the years with the comic book narrative, and this is the first one. This is a big win not only for Ryan Coogler and the people who worked on this film, but it's also a big win for Marvel, because this is a Marvel franchise film. So that is a big deal. And usually commercial films like superhero films and comedies usually never get this kind of recognition. So this is a big deal for them. Now, let me address the obvious elephant in the room, and that are these trolls that constantly keep saying that this movie is overrated, is overrated, is overrated. Well, we know why the white trolls keep saying that it's overrated. We know why they keep saying it, and it's always going back to race, even if they don't admit it. Until I saw a tweet today that came from under Entertainment Tonight's post about this nomination, where let me see if I can pull the tweet up. You can't see it on your screen, but I'm going to read it because someone tagged me in it. This person, who is clearly a white woman who goes by No Rules Queen, she says, again, hashtag Oscars is supposed to be for quality, not commercial success, and this movie was a typical superhero movie with nothing exceptional about it except the cast skin color. So this nomination is definitely a political correctness move. Okay. Now the cat's out of the bag. They can no longer tell me that the reason why they keep saying it was overrated is because the movie uh was just bad or everything like that. People had their issues with it. I think for me, my issue was like the last fight scene between T'Challa and Killmonger was like that. It was not edited perfectly, in my opinion. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they was rushing it or what have you, but it kind of looked like something from the early 2000s. But that's fine. We're not going to take that away from him because we know that when he comes back and does the sequel to Black Panther, that'll be all cleaned up. We know when they say that it's overrated, it's ironic that this film right here that had the predominantly black cast was the one they decided to say was overrated. And I saw that comment a couple of times. I even went on the page and I had to respond to somebody who basically said the same thing. And they was, saying how because it's a predominantly black cast, that's why they get a nomination. If they didn't look at the cast list, you would think that they were just trying to be funny. Because there was also another superhero movie, Marvel movie, that got nominated as well. Avengers Infinity War got a nomination for I think it was visual effects, which actually fits that category. They're just upset that after all these movies that came out, this was the one that got the big nomination. They're upset at that. Well, guess what? Stay mad, because it's not guaranteed that the movie's going to win. It's just the fact that they're mad it even got the nomination. They got the recognition. They've been saying this movie has been overrated for over a year, and they still keep saying it. Well, the movie is the third highest grossing movie in America. It was the number one grossing movie domestically last year. It's made over $1 billion worldwide and a host of other feats. And you can't take it away from the fact that the movie was that damn successful. That's why believe it or not, if you saw it, a lot of people were running out and telling people, you got to go see Infinity War. You got to go see Infinity War. Not because Infinity War was going to be a good movie, which it was. They were saying that because they said, we got to find a way to topple Black Panther. People were saying that. They wanted that movie to like crash and burn even after the movie was already successful. That's how these trolls get down. These comic book geeks and nerds are some of the most racist people ever. And they be the same ones that if you was to do online gaming with them, they would say all kinds of N-words and I'm going to kill you and all types of stuff. They can't keep it down to just the game. They try to make real life threats against you and your life. It's crazy. But congratulations to everybody involved with the making of the film, in your nominations and whatnot. Hopefully you take home the 2 awards that I know that you're going to win. I'm not going to sit here and say that you're going to win the best picture one because that's a hefty category. It'll be a shocker if you did, but hey, if you don't, you still got the historical nomination. But y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I will talk to you in the next one.